Well, it is the Sunday show. Let's get to it. What's going on, everybody? Hope you're doing well today. It is the Sunday show. Thanks for coming by. My mic sounds a little weird, but that's okay. I'm gonna keep going. Yeah, today is. We didn't do one last week because I was on vacation. Had to get away with the family, and it was a good time. But I did take a lot of pictures while we were out and about on the vacationing. It was good. We went to Savannah, went to Hilton Head. Actually, went to Hilton Head, South Carolina. Then we went over to Savannah for a day. Hung out a little bit. Saw some family while we were there. I actually got to visit Bonaventure Cemetery, which was an amazing trip. We really enjoyed visiting the cemetery, and I've got a lot of pictures of Savannah, Hilton Head, Savannah, and I got a bunch of pictures from the actual trip over to Bonaventure. I got some weird stuff going on here with my. Give me just a second. Sorry, having some technical issues with this. But yeah, it was a good time, really good time. It's good to be home, but it's also when you're out there in the middle of your vacation and going and doing things, it's always fun just to go hang out, especially get away. But then it's nice to come home. I mean, it's there's no place like home. I know that sounds hicky. It sounds kind of funny. No place like home, but there is no place like home. It's just comfortable, especially when you go to bed. You can sleep in your own bed. Anyway, hope you're all doing well. Hope you had a great week behind you, and I hope you're going to have a good week coming up. Now, we are moving into the month of October. That means it's almost Halloween. I know my wife is really excited about Halloween. She's ready to decorate the house, get everything going there. I'm excited about it too. Halloween is it's a fun time of year. It's not it used to scare me as a kid, whenever I got to thinking about all the weird stuff that goes on, especially around the month of Halloween. But the month of Halloween, the season of Halloween. Let me rephrase that. But it's I love the season. It's really fun, especially the one thing that I don't like while we're talking about Halloween. The one thing that I don't like is when they used to play a lot of horror shows and a lot of creepy, scary stuff about that time of year. But then it just kind of stopped. It's like we've lost a lot of traditions and a lot of fun stuff that we used to do many years back. I remember as a kid, all the family would get together, the cousins and, aunts and uncles, and everybody would get together, and we would all just go to my grandparents' house, and we would hang out over there, and we'd watch things like, The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown Christmas Special, Frosty the Snowman, all of those cool stop motion animation shows that used to come on, and all of the animated specials and the holiday specials, and who can forget, the Walt Disney stuff that used to come on as well. We used to go over there and just hang out. It was a good time. We've gotten away from that, as a society, and that's okay. I mean, I get it. Things change. People do change. Traditions change. On and on and on. But we have gotten away from that, and I wish we'd get back to it at some point. But there again, I guess things in the past will never be what they are now. But we still have those. Now we've got all the Charlie Brown holiday specials on DVD. So, hey, you want to watch this? Yeah, it's July. Let's watch it anyway. It doesn't matter. But we do have some different traditions now. But as long as it's family oriented, And that's another thing too. We're getting away from the family oriented stuff, and I hate that. Because I know our life has changed here because our children are actually getting older. And they've got their own lives, they got their own things, and they go and do. And it kind of reminds me of when I was younger and transitioning into an adult, if you will. It took me a while to get to be a full adult, but but as I transitioned into an adult, I remember, that pulling away from the family, except for holidays and different things like that. But enough of that. I hope you guys are doing well. Hope everything's good with you, and I'm glad you came by to join me for the Sunday show. Now, I'm still working on my new studio setup. That's going to take a little while. I actually did build the desk, and I'll be sharing some pictures of that. I don't think I've got any right now that are on the stream setup or on the schedule for this, but I did get my desk built. I've got a few more pieces to add to it, and I want to say thank you to John for giving me the desktop for that. He made a real cool piece of took a piece of plywood, made it really look cool, and it was really cool. It was awesome. So I'll post that on my Facebook and Instagram pages. That way you guys can go check them out. And it's I just got a few more little pieces to add, and I've got to add my backdrop for my new stage, my studio stage for the Sunday show. And hopefully, once I get all that put back in, it's going to come out really, really nice. And so I'm really looking forward to that. Really looking, to get into getting that set up. I was going to try it today, but I actually didn't get a chance to. And the reason I didn't get a chance to is because there was too much to do. I actually set up everything, and I did figure out how to make all of the audio video equipment work in the new space without having to tear down my normal live stream setup, which is here. Hope everybody likes my giraffe back there. That does bring out a lot of emotion in some people. But anyway, here on the Sunday show, I've got a good show planned for you. I've got I got a couple of slideshows I'm going to show you from Bonaventure Cemetery. I've got a video that I did about a man purse is what my wife calls it, but it's actually a very cool little bag that I found on Amazon, and I bought one out of necessity. And the reason I needed it is because when we were in Hilton Head in Savannah, I was constantly asking people, can you hold this? Can you hold this? Can you hold this? Hey, what about this? It's just frustrating. And I do have a camera bag that carries all of my accessories, but the problem is it's too big just to lug around, when you're out and about, especially in crowded places or whenever you've got to get in and out of the car all the time to walk around. It's just, it's great for what it is, but it's a merce. It's great for what it is, but to be honest with you, again, my big camera bag can get a little bit cumbersome. And my camera bag is not a big camera bag, but man, you can pack so much crap into that thing. It's like, do I really have to carry all this? So anyways, as my wife says, I'll be carrying my merce whenever I'm out and about again, but I will take my bag just to carry all the stuff that I've got. So that being said, anyway, well, now we're going to do something that I like to do here called 5 Random Facts. Now, this is useless knowledge that you can use at any time for your own purposes. Maybe impress your friends. Water cooler talk is golden. You can hang out with your friends and say, hey, guess what I learned this Sunday on the Sunday show? So now let's go to the 5 random facts. Number 5 on the list this week. On average, 100 people choke to death on ballpoint pens every year. Why? How do you choke on a ballpoint pen? What's wrong with you people? Number 4, did you know a crocodile cannot stick out his tongue? Number 4, crocodile cannot stick out his tongue. Those things are pretty scary anyway. I don't think I want to get close enough to see if he could stick out his tongue. Number 3 on the list of random useless information. There is no word in the English language that rhymes with month. Go ahead and try. I tried. I couldn't find a word. I probably pondered on that a little bit too long, but that's okay. Number 2 on the list of random facts. Americans. Now, this is Americans. This doesn't pertain to anybody else. Americans, on average, eat 18 acres of pizza every day. 18 acres, man, that's a lot of pizza. I look at a large pizza and I go, I'll just have one piece of that. 18 acres. Lord, help us all. And number 1 on the list of random facts that you can use at the water cooler. Remember that you can use these for yourself. If you passed gas consistently for 6 years, 9 months, enough gas is produced to create the energy of an atom bomb. So there you go. Random, useless facts that you can use to impress your friends. Okay, so now, actually, I wanted to dive into this here in just a second. I want to talk about my new MERS, as my wife calls it. I got a little video about that. You know, and again, it's just a quick little video. Nothing much, nothing major. Just to kind of show you how much stuff you can actually put in this little man bag. This MERS sling bag is what it is. It's a sling shoulder bag. And they're really, if you do any kind of video or photo, they're a necessity to have, especially when you're walking about. You got to carry all your stuff. I mean, I carry some things. I don't carry everything, but I do carry some. So with that being said, let's dive into this quick little video about the sling bag. Hey everybody, welcome to the Bearded Guy Podcast channel. I hope you're doing well today. I hope you had a great week behind you and you're looking forward to the week coming up. Now, I was able to go on vacation last week to Hilton Head, South Carolina, and I wanted to take my camera to take pictures and to take video while we were on our vacation. And one of the things that I quickly realized was I needed a way to carry all the crap that I had to carry for the camera that I was carrying on my shoulder. Now, you may have run into this situation from time to time, especially if you're a photographer or a videographer, and you need to carry some things with you, and you only have so many pockets. And of course, cargo shorts are not the way to go because you end up looking like you got these big muscular thighs walking around with stuff crammed in cargo shorts. But long story short on that. Anyway, what I've got is my bag that I normally carry all of my, my camera gear in, and this will hold filters, it'll hold extra lenses, it'll hold my camera, of course, it'll hold battery chargers, power supplies, cables, you name it, it'll hold everything that I need to carry. But that can be a bit cumbersome. So what you need is something that's pared down, and I think I've got a solution that works for me, and it might work for you as well. So what I did was, again, after we were walking around looking at, all of the sights and sounds of Hilton Head, and then we did a quick trip over to Savannah, what was quickly apparent to me, like I said before, was that a lot of the stuff that I needed to carry, I had to leave in the bag because I didn't have the pocket. So I was constantly asking people, can you hold this? Can you hold this? Can you hang on to this? Can you put this in your bag? Can you put that in your bag? And it got a little bit frustrating to me having, no solution. And I really didn't want to carry the bag that I brought with me that housed all of my gear, but I needed something that was simple, easy, pared down, that I could carry just the essentials. So what I did was I went on Amazon and I found this. This is by Y&R Direct. It's a sling bag or a shoulder bag. And this thing actually holds a lot of the gear that you're going to need when you're out and about taking pictures. And I say this is going to hold a lot of gear. It may not look like much to the eye, but this thing, you can pack a lot of stuff in it. Now, the thing about the bag is this. You only want to carry the essentials, and a lot of the essentials are going to be extra batteries, filters, maybe a lens or two. You're also going to want to carry your white balance card. If you do that, I always set white balance, so I'm constantly carrying my gray card with me, and I'm constantly having to say, can you hold this gray card, or I have to stick it in my pocket and take the chance on sitting down on it and ruining it. So I needed a solution, and I think this is it. So I've got this bag packed out with all of my essentials that I would carry with me on a normal outing with my camera. So I'm going to show you what all I've put in here. And again, this might be a solution that works for you. So let's switch to that. Now, to begin with, the bag itself is pretty good construction quality. I mean, it's a waterproof case. It's nylon, of course. And of course, the back here has one of these little clips that you can move to an either left or right position, depending on how you want to carry the bag. And of course, it's got a breathable material here. Now, the bag itself is rather small, as you can see. But again, you're only going to want to carry the essentials with you when you're out and about shooting. So let's see what all I can put in this bag. Now, one of the things that I do carry is my camera strap, of course. I've caught myself one time before when I didn't have my camera strap with me, and I was really hurting because I had to borrow a camera strap, and it was, up here around the top of my neck, which is not a good thing. So, but again, if you're not carrying a camera strap, this is more than likely going to be on your camera, so you're really not going to need to put that in there. But again, just an idea. It's just an idea. You could put really anything. I think they said that it's like a cell phone holder, but to be honest with you, I wouldn't trust to put my cell phone in there. That always goes in my pocket. Good sturdy clasp here to lock that down. Also, there's a little zipper pocket here on the side, on the front. I found this actually holds my batteries really well, and I usually carry 2 additional batteries with my Canon M50 because, as you know, the Canon M50 will chew through batteries like there's no tomorrow. So let's look a little bit further. Now inside here, you've got little storage pockets, if you can see on the inside. You can put ink pens, you can put other things in there. I've got a flashlight. I've got an extra audio cable and cleaning cloth, another audio cable, and that's about all that I've got in there. Now the flashlight, of course, I like to take a lot of low light photography, so you get out there and you're actually going to need to see where you're going so you don't run into stuff, of course. So now let's see what else is in the other pocket. Now I've got a tripod just in case. Now this is just a little portable tripod, but again, gives you some idea. This is one of the greatest tripods that I've ever actually gotten, and it's called Cubo. I don't know if you know that brand or not. I picked this up on Amazon as well. It's been a good sturdy little tripod. It actually has 2 different positions. You can put it here and then you can lock it in a different position, but that's another video. So I've got a little small tabletop tripod, and actually this works in a pinch. So don't, discount this. You don't have to carry a big, huge tripod with you like my Manfrotto that I have there that the camera's on right now. I've also got a USB-C cable for my phone, or if I want to transfer anything to pictures from the phone to the computer, then maybe carry with me. I've also got my little pack of filters that I carry with me. On the inside of this, there's another little pocket on the inside here. Little battery pack that can power either the camera in a pinch, or you can actually use this to power your Zoom recorder, which is what I have it for in my bag. And then, of course, last but not least, my little gray card. I never leave home without this gray card. And the reason I don't is because I always like to set the white balance before I start shooting. That way I don't have to worry about it. So again, as you can see, there's a lot of stuff you can put into this little sling bag by Y&R Direct. And you can pack it out any way that you want to, or any way that you actually see fit to put your stuff in. Again, being able to carry this little tripod with me, it's great because you may want to set it down on the concrete or wherever you are and maybe take some photos and video at a different angle, different viewing angle, or you may just want to set it on the table, interview yourself or video yourself. That's what most people do anyways. Again, flashlight back in. Let's put my audio cables back in. And I think that's about it. Now again, you could put a lot more stuff down in here. I actually have room for my Movo microphone that I use whenever I'm out walking and talking. That'll fit in there just perfectly. And again, your sling, or your camera strap, sling, whatever you want to call it, it'll fit back in there as well. So again, nice little bag for the money. I paid $15.99 for this on Amazon, and this is not an ad for this bag. Nobody's paying me, of course, to talk about the product. I just found something that I really like, something that really works for me. And again, this is all about paring down, not carrying all the stuff that you don't need, but carrying just the essentials that you're going to need when you're out and about, taking pictures or taking video. Again, Y&R Direct sling shoulder bag, or as my wife calls it, a man purse. Anyway, whatever she wants to call it, that's totally fine by me. This is going to work for me perfectly. I already know that, and it's not going to interfere with the camera strap around the other side hanging off my body. So there you go. Great little option, something you can grab and go, pack just the essentials to take with you when you're out and about taking pictures. And speaking of taking pictures, I took a lot of photo and a good bit of video in Hilton Head while we were there. And also when we went over to Savannah, we got to go to Bonaventure Cemetery, which was a great little trip, by the way. I enjoyed going to Bonaventure. Been wanting to go for a while and just haven't had a chance to. But let me show you some of the pictures and some of the things that I actually took while we were there. And I hope this is recording the audio well. Forgot to reposition the microphone. So again, great little option, $15.99 Amazon. You can't beat the price. I think it's going to work out great for me. Also, just pack the essentials. Light, easy, go, get out. And there you go. So without further ado, some pictures from Hilton Head and Savannah, Georgia. So there you go. The Merce, the sling bag. I think it's a cool little accessory to have, especially if you're out and about. You need to carry a bunch of stuff with you, but you don't want to carry all your stuff with you. So anyway, I don't know, maybe John, Louis Vuitton at Goodwill. Hope you like the pictures. Hope you like the slideshow. I shot all of those with my Canon M50. Now, I didn't use the kit lens with that when I took those pictures. I used the kit lens for a lot of most all of the photos, but the low light stuff, I actually used a CCTV lens. And I actually have an adapter for the M mount or the EFM mount for the Canon. It really, because it's got a 1.6 aperture, that thing will open up wide. It's a 35 millimeter, and it does. I mean, it vignettes a bit when you got the aperture open so wide. But it was a great time. I love taking those pictures. And we did take a bunch at Bonaventure, which we're going to get to here in just a little bit. But I wanted to kind of get through that. So I hope you enjoyed the little slideshow and the Merce video. Again, I'm sure that's probably going to spike the sales of those and people are but it's going to work for me. It's going to definitely work for me. So I did enjoy taking the low light stuff. You know, a lot of that last one that you see that kind of faded out, I actually took that. It was completely dark. I mean, there was really nothing. I mean, there was some lights off in the distance, especially from the, what am I trying to say? The condos that were out there in the distance. But, you know, it was actually good. You know, I enjoyed taking those pictures. And I tried to get a lot of the star pictures as well, but I just couldn't get it right. And the problem with that lens is it's really not designed for a camera such as this. I mean, you can use it on it, and I did, and it works out really well. But when you're trying to do, you know, astrophotography and all of that, you're going to need some, you know, different glass, some really cool glass to actually pick some of that up. But, I mean, I think it did well in low light. You know, you got to really jam that shutter speed all the way down. 25 is about where I landed it, and I run the ISO up to about 6400, opened the aperture all the way up, and that gave me a lot of those good, cool shots. But anyway, I got some more Bonaventure coming up here in just a second, and I'm going to go ahead and throw those out here. But I hope everybody's doing well. If you're coming in late, I hope you have a good Sunday so far, and I hope you're going to have a good week ahead of you. You know, we're getting ready to relaunch the Bearded Guy podcast. Took a break for a month, coming back October 1st or thereabouts. I didn't think about that when I actually put the relaunch date as October 1st. That falls in the middle of the week. I'm not very smart. But we are going to launch again coming up. My first one I've been thinking about, you know, with death and all the things that are going on, and especially in the world around us today. I was thinking about, you know, not burial, but funeral rites and funeral services, and the different cultures, how they're different throughout the world. And, you know, there's some really odd and strange ones out there. So I think we're going to dive into that on the first episode right out of the gate, which will be perfect since we're going into the month of October, the spooky time of year. Now, we were out today and we actually picked up some tombstones for the front yard. Don't know where we're going to put them, but we're going to put them out there, getting ready to decorate. Love to decorate. My wife is just all excited about getting everything ready to go, which is cool. I like that she does that. You know, it's fun. She makes the house fun. She makes it fun to, you know, come in and see all the decorations and all the cool stuff, you know, and a lot of time and, you know, passion and energy go into that. And it's really good. You know, I have to say that me and my boys are lucky that, you know, my wife loves to do that stuff, because if it was just me, I'd probably put out a bowl of candy with a pumpkin face on and go, "Happy Halloween." I just don't know. But anyway, so while we're talking about it, let's get back into some more pictures. I want to show you Bonaventure Cemetery, and we're going to talk a little bit about it as we go through them. Now, these transitions are going to be a little weird on the slideshow, because, you know, the software that I'm using actually doesn't group more than 4 or 5 pictures in with one. So I have to transition between 3 different slideshows. And it's just like, come on, just get with the program, make it so it works all together. And it probably does. I'm probably just, you know, technically challenged, which that's not saying a lot, but I'm probably technically challenged. So anyway, so let's get into some Bonaventure Cemetery pictures. Now, in this picture here, I don't know if you can see it, but right back there in the stained glass piece in there. Now, the lady was telling us that, you know, the stained glass part, there's no illumination other than what's coming through the door, which I think, okay, that's cool. You know, no problem on that. But I'm just wondering, though, how they actually got that, how that illuminates so much. And there's a couple of these tombs in there that have stained glass in it. And I think I got another picture here later. But this one was, again, the way that thing was illuminated, and I could only get so close. You're not really supposed to be as close as I was, but I didn't have a zoom lens. And the lady was nice enough to let me walk up to the door of the tomb. Here's another picture of it. Another cemetery plot. You can see, man, there's a lot of, one thing you're going to notice with these pictures, there's a lot of money in this graveyard, in this cemetery. And I'm going to, I got a few little facts about Bonaventure too I'm going to share here in a minute. Bonaventure Cemetery, it is the oldest cemetery in Savannah. And it was previously the former site of the Bonaventure Plantation. Now, interesting story about the Bonaventure Plantation. The place actually burned down. The plantation, the mansion on the plantation actually burned down. And the story is that as it was burning, the owner and his guests during the little party he was throwing, they actually moved everything outside, sat on the lawn, watched the place burn to the ground. Like, okay, I guess we got that kind of money. It's all good. But actually, it was cool. And now they say that on the, if you're there on certain, not really certain nights, but sometimes at night, you can hear the laughter and the merriment of the people that were at this burning of the mansion, if you will. And you can hear the clinking of the glasses, and the party still goes on to this day, according to legend. Now, the place is supposed to be one of the most haunted cemeteries in the world. We didn't see any ghosts or didn't pick up anything weird. Yeah, I've heard about Oakland Cemetery. Yes, definitely so. But again, you can see this is a large, sprawling complex. This thing goes about 160 acres. It was established in 1846, and again, it's sprawling 160 acres big. And what you can tell, I mean, it's a lavish garden. There's oak trees. There's long moss hanging from the trees. There's flowers. There's plants. It's a really nice place. I mean, it's peaceful, serene. And again, there's a lot of money, a lot of history here. You can see some of the ornate. Everything here is marble. People didn't have any problem spending money. Now, there are some in here that, of course, not as lavish as some of the other graves that you're going to see or other grave sites that you see. But I mean, a lot of these were very important people in the state of Savannah, in the state of Georgia, in Savannah. And they, went out the right way. People actually spared no expense on sending them off to the great beyond. Let's go to the next slideshow here. This was probably the coolest angel in the facility, according to me. I thought it was. Now, you have to forgive the sky. It was kind of overcast that day, so everything's blown out, but I tried to get the colors as best I could when I brought it back in to look at them. And I have edited some of these. Some of the editing wasn't too good, but as you can see, I mean, again, here's just another tombstone. Look at, I mean, this is ornate. It's so, don't blink. I like the Doctor Who reference, John. Yes, don't blink or it'll walk up on you. But, I mean, again, this is just a really cool place. And we took a tour. I mean, we didn't just walk through aimlessly. We actually took a tour with a lady, and she showed us all the most important spots and sites that were in there, and gave us some history lessons on it. She's a part of the Historical Society in Savannah, and she was one of the tour guides as well. This one is on, I don't think it's on the cover. My wife would know, but I don't think it's on the cover of Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. But this is a prominent statue. It's been featured. I think this one's on the website. If you go to the website, there is a website for Bonaventure. If you go there, there is I'm giving an error here. So hopefully this is going to keep going. Maybe it will. Maybe it won't. This is YouTube error. We'll just keep going. Here's another one. This one I thought was really cool. I like the way the moss hung down in the shot. Gave it kind of that really cool looking vibe to it. But again, there's a lot of just, I mean, man, it's a cemetery. I mean, there's a lot of people there that are dead. I mean, you can't get around that fact. But let's go on to something else. Johnny Mercer is buried at Bonaventure Cemetery. So is all of his family. I don't know, Johnny Mercer. It was really cool. She showed us his site. The only thing that's not in the Bonaventure Cemetery anymore is the Bird Girl statue. I got an interesting story about this one here. The Bird Girl statue, made famous in the movie Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil, has been moved to the Telfair Museum. Now, the reason that was moved was because people were damaging it. They were actually taking pieces off of the statue. It was crazy. They had to move it to keep it, keep it intact. Now, the statue itself had been there for years and years and years. Now, before the movie, nobody really paid much attention to it. I mean, it was an interesting piece, but after the movie, people just felt like they needed to get a piece from the statue. And this one is of Jesus at the gates. This is the gates of heaven, apparently, and he's standing there waiting. Now, off to the left of this, there is a yes, they have. Off to the left of Jesus here, there's a statue of a young girl. Now, our back's facing Jesus. And, the story is there's a lot of conspiracy theory that goes into a lot of these things because this was actually moved from another cemetery, another plot into Bonaventure. And the girl's back is facing Jesus. Now, she turned her back on Jesus. And no, there's none of that. It's just the way they had to set it up and the way it was positioned at the other place. It just didn't work out here. So, but again, really cool monuments. Now, this is just a strange building out there. It looks like a church. If you look inside the doors there, I don't know if you can see those, but there's a bunch of pews in there. Now, I think they said they used to conduct services here, funerals here, but it's just a creepy looking building. It really doesn't give it off an ominous vibe, but it's just out there in the middle of the cemetery. It's just weird, kind of strange. And back to my angel. So one of the pictures that I did want to put in here, and I didn't get it in, was a picture of Gracie. Gracie is a 6-year-old girl whose life was cut short. Now she has an actual gate around her burial site and her headstone because people are always going in there leaving gifts for Gracie, and it's good luck to leave a gift for Gracie. Bad luck to take a gift from Gracie. So really cool picture that I had. I just didn't get it put in here. I'll try to do that next time. Maybe I'll throw it in as just a random one. Hopefully this video is going to pick back up. Well, that's probably going to be lagging, but that's okay. So I hope you enjoyed just some of the pictures from Bonaventure. Really cool place. If you get a chance to go to Savannah or you've never been to Savannah, Savannah's a really cool place to hang out. Go hang out sometime. Go check it out. Lots of history in Savannah. The River Street part of Savannah is really cool. There's also the squares, which one was made famous by Mr. Forrest Gump. Sitting there talking to the lady waiting on the bus. But Savannah, really cool place. We enjoy it. We get over there every chance we get, especially when we go to South Carolina. Always fun. Always fun. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope you enjoyed the little video, the MERS video. Hope you enjoyed the pictures. I did take a lot of pictures. I think I got 360 something pictures on the vacation while we were out and about. It was really good to be able to take all those pictures. I'm not going to open the widget, so quit asking me to open the widget, YouTube. Hopefully this is still coming. Somebody hit me in the comments and let me know if the video is still coming through good, because it gives me some kind of weird error message, not receiving enough videos, something. I don't know, buffering. Who knows? This is the way it always happens with YouTube. It kind of kicks you in the shins, to say it nicely, whenever you try to put something like this together. But, it was a good time to get out with the family. I really enjoyed it. Really, really, really enjoyed it. It's always good to get away. And that was the first vacation I've had in 3 years, first full vacation I've had in about 3 years, I think. I've taken a couple days here and there. I need to do that more. I need to quit worrying about work so much and get out and, just have some time for me. But, the suck part about it is when you go on vacation, I am one that takes things with me. And I actually took this one with me, taking work with me. And I shouldn't have. It just sucked because I was constantly worrying about what's going on. Do I need to, check emails? Do I need to do this? It was just, unfortunately, we can't just let go sometimes of the things that we feel like we have to, keep our hands on. And I have competent people that I work with and they can handle anything that gets thrown at them. It's just my nature. It's not, anything on the staff that I have, but it's just who I am. It's one of those things. I can't turn it off. It's like a switch. Some people can turn it off and on. It's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I can't do that. But anyway, thank you guys for coming in today, man. I've had a good time. It was good to kind of share some of that. Sure. I love the comments on the sling bag, or the MERS, as you guys like to call it, but I really like that. Thank you for jumping in on that. And I've got some more pictures. I'll be posting some of these to Facebook and Instagram. I'll be putting those up there, here soon, because there's a lot of stuff that I've got, man. A lot of stuff that I've got that I want to share. And hopefully I'll get to do some more low light photography. I actually did, John, order a new lens for my camera. I ordered the one, I was telling you about, the 25 millimeter f1.8. I think that's what it was. It's looks to be here tomorrow, so hopefully I'm gonna slap that thing on the camera and see what kind of pictures she takes. Of course, it's a manual. I shot manual a lot this week. Used autofocus a good bit, but manual, I'm starting to get used to manual. The only thing about shooting manual on the camera would be nice to have a follow focus instead of trying to fumble with that. Another thing I did do while I was shooting as well, I quit using the LCD screen that's built into this whenever I was shooting photos, because what I found is the glare and the light. Yeah, no gas. But what I did find was the glare on the screen. Unless you've got a hood on this thing, it's hard to see anything. So you don't know what your exposure is doing, and you have to use your histogram. I use the histogram a lot, and I actually started using the viewfinder. Helped me out immensely. Still, it's small, and I can't see without my glasses, so I was guessing at a lot of that, a lot of that stuff too. But anyway, if you stumble in here later after this is DVR'd and you like the content that you do see, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the notifications bell. That way when I go live or post future content, guess what? You get the notification. You can come in and hang out with us. So, John, I got some pictures I will share with you. I'll post them to Instagram about the desk. I showed you the picture of the desk, but thank you for the top, man. Thank you for giving me that. I'm really looking forward to the other pieces you said you got, so I'm going to put those to good use. I've already been thinking about it, looking at the desk build itself. Man, that thing's sturdy. I think an elephant could stand on that. But, one of the things that I did before I actually finished the desk was that I thought I cut all the legs the same length. I didn't, and I forgot. The general rule of thumb is you don't measure your legs and cut them. You wait till you're done, and then you take your measurement from the top of your table or desk down to the floor, or whatever length you want to. So from the top to the whatever length you're going to make them, that's where you cut. I had to do that twice, but I got it right. It's smooth, it's level, it works. Solid. Thank you again. It's going to be perfect. And I'm going to be working on my set as we go along, because I'm going to change this setup. Got all the stuff that's working now. I've got the, I figured out the audio, the video. So hopefully by next week, I'll have something set up where I can change my live stream or my Sunday show. So let me know what you think about the Sunday show. Let me know what you think about the content, putting stuff together, maybe the format. I do like the format. It's a nice change from just doing a straight live stream, just a talking head thing. Share some stuff. If you got something you want to share on the Sunday show, please drop me a line. beardedguypodcast@gmail.com. That's beardedguypodcast@gmail.com. You got a video idea, you got something you just want to share with the audience en masse, or you just want to maybe call in, let me know. Drop me a line, beardedguypodcast@gmail.com. And let me know what your idea is. If you got a little video segment, I'd love to share that as well. You got some art, you got some pictures, you got some stuff that you want to share, send them my way. I will be more than happy to give you a segment here on Sunday Show. But man, it's been a good time. I'm glad I actually got a chance to get into this today. We were supposed to start at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I went out with the wife and we had to go run a few errands, but you know what? It was okay starting at 1:15 today. So next week we'll get back on schedule at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So set your alarm, set your notification. Oh, heck, put a Post-it note on something. The Sunday show, 12 o'clock Sundays. Anyway, thank you guys for coming in. I think I'm going to roll out of here now. It's been a good Sunday. I'm kind of dreading tomorrow because the work week starts all over, but the temperature is getting nice. So that's a good thing about it. It is kind of cooling off a little bit. I'm liking that. And speaking of that, we went to, of course, when we went to Hilton Head, we got out there and we just took shorts. I took a lot of tank tops because I'm thinking, I'm going to be out on the beach. It's going to be warm. I'm going to go swimming in the ocean. Nah, not so much. I don't think I wore the first tank top unless they're sleeping. We actually had to go buy jackets because it was chilly. It was like 60 degrees, 61 degrees one day. And that may not be, and that's not cold. Don't get me wrong, that's not cold. But when that wind is whipping around out there at the beach, that's chilly, man. I mean, that'll that'll get you standing up at attention. It's like, oh man. So, but anyway, we had a great time. Don't know when we're going to go back, but wife and I are planning another trip back to Savannah at some point. We're going to do one of the haunted tours, I think, next time. And I actually want to go back to Bonaventure and just kind of stroll through, take some more pictures. Hopefully by then, the weather will cool off even more. But so I hope you've enjoyed the Sunday show today. Thank you for coming in. I'm going to go on out of here and go enjoy the rest of my afternoon. And I hope you guys do as well. And it's always my saying and always my hope, and I really do mean it. I hope you have a great day, a better day tomorrow, and a wonderful week ahead of you. Again, thank you for coming by. And we will do this again next Sunday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't forget, and if you got an idea or something you want to throw on here, please drop me a line at the email stated earlier, and I will definitely put that on. So thank you guys. Hope you have a great day, and we will do this again next week.